gosh.
Josie, Chelsea, and then some guy. I don't know who this is.
I'm not really sure.
So we are doing. So right now we're walking Lake Murray. Hey, man.
Just joking.
You just joking? Okay, Brian's back, you guys.
So serious.
So serious. You guys are trying to talk.
Just trying to intro.
So right now we're walking Lake Murray, which is a beautiful lake that is in mine and Brian's hometown. Yep. But we're doing a cardio chat, which is actually a series that is on Chelsea's channel. We're
inspired by Mr. John.
Yeah,
totally
I guess it was inspired by Morning Oats.
Yeah, well, he set that up and it was a great way for him to get out good content every single day.
Exactly.
And I'm to the point where I'm doing cardio, not necessarily to diet, but just for health. And I figured it was a good, unique way to integrate some good content, so. Yeah.
So speaking of the diet, what we're gonna be talking about on today's video, today's cardio chat, is how we approach, all of us approach diets and approach dieting as far as just, you know, trying to lose weight, trying to, if you, like some of us have been, obviously me have been obese and that had to deal with that. And then as Brian has done competition, so he's had to get very, very lean, which means very low in body fat.
Hench.
And hench.
That's a special word. That means really buff.
He's from the England.
It's an English word.
And then obviously they've had their own struggles. I know that we've all had to deal with dieting, and I thought it would be kind of cool to talk about how we all like approach dieting, approach eating.
Yeah, give each person's perspective of what they do and how it works for them, because we all have stuff that works for us. Obviously, we're all doing well in what we're trying to do, but we all do it in a very different way. It's very segmented. So it's cool to see what each person does.
So what I kind of want to talk about first, just bringing this up, is it makes sense because people always ask me what I did when I first started like losing weight, right? So because when I first started, when I was eating whatever I was eating literally like whatever I wanted, right? When I was eating McDonald's every single day, I was eating
Cheetos and nacho cheese, baby.
I was eating
ranch and pizza. Sorry, go.
Yes, I did that.
Getting excited.
I did that. Calm down, Brian. We'll do that later. Right now.
You're shorter than me. You can walk in front of me.
There we go. All right, there. Everyone's in. So I was eating anything that I wanted, and I didn't even think about the. Let's walk a little bit faster, yeah.
Hey,
I wasn't even thinking.
Get that cardio.
I wasn't even thinking about what was going into my body. So when I first started dieting, the main things that I focused on was I was just cutting out certain things and replacing them with something a little bit healthier. So the best like thing that I could say about this is like the first thing I would do was so instead of eating McDoubles from McDonald's, I would replace that with like a turkey sandwich. Okay? They're not listening to me.
I'm just trying to get Josie in. She's rude.
So I would replace like McDoubles and stuff with turkey sandwiches and things like that. So that was like the first thing I started doing. And then I basically took out all of my like liquid calories, so I wouldn't drink sodas. I was drinking so much soda. So like that's what I started doing, was kind of replacing like the common sense diet is what I would call it. Common sense diet.
For sure.
Was just
I like it.
eating
Yeah, I like
healthier.
to call it the
You know
step
what I mean?
approach.
Yeah.
But it's like where you don't obsess about what you're eating so much as taking the bad things out slowly until you're eating what you think is healthier. And then that's a good way to segue into worrying more about macros or even just calories and stuff like that.
Well, and the kind of nice thing in a way is you tend to have so many things you can cut out right at the start.
Absolutely.
It's such a nice way to transition in slowly. If you skip that step, you're gonna make it real hard. And you can make some crazy progress just making little changes. Like people that are drinking a lot of soda every day, that's a lot of calories.
I would drink over like 2,000 calories of soda in one day. It was crazy. It was crazy. And then like I always tell people, like it's really hard for a lot of people to go from 0 to 100. So basically like eating whatever you want to trying to eat completely clean. So that's why I always say, like you said, like cut out certain things that you know aren't good. Like you know snacking on hot Cheetos is not a good idea to do every single day. Cut that out. Just cut that out to start.
Just taking out one little thing like that, you'll find that, oh, that's not that difficult. I'm still having the other things that I enjoy. So it's easy. You're just like, oh, now I don't have hot Cheetos. That's not a big deal to me. So then you do the next thing and you're like, that's not a big deal. I'll stop having 4 sodas a week. I'll have 3.
Yeah, exactly.
It makes it very good, like I said, a segue into a more intense diet.
One thing I want to ask you, Brian, is this is something that, so tracking macros is very, very popular on YouTube, right?
Yeah.
And I know you don't really do that. So could you kind of talk about how you approach your diet and like when you're cutting and stuff like that?
Absolutely.
How you approach that? It's kind of, because it's interesting. I'm not sure how many people really know exactly.
Yeah, for sure, yeah. I mean, I feel like the whole counting macros really heavily and counting like each little thing in each little meal makes food so unattractive and so not fun. It makes it very difficult to, I don't know, it's just very it's not fun, man. It's just like, God, I'm counting all the time. You're doing like math class every day, and nobody likes math. Do you guys like math? Nobody likes math.
I love that.
2 plus 2 equals pizza.
Equals pizza. But so what my approach is I obviously need to have some sort of minimum protein requirement because I am trying to put on muscle mass, and if you're trying to put on muscle mass, you should hit your minimum protein. So what I'll do is I'll count calories of each meal, but as I go throughout the day, if I'm like, hey man, in the morning I had oats, but I didn't put any protein in it. The next thing I had was some noodles with all these cats, and then I didn't have any protein yet. I can tell, like I'm aware of what I've eaten. I'm not counting the macros of it. So I'm like, tonight I need to take care of my protein. So I'll have something that has a lot more protein in it. Same thing with fats, exact same thing. If earlier in the day you didn't put peanut butter in your oats, you should probably have a little bit of fats at night. Maybe have some avocados or peanut butter.
Would you say that a lot of that is because though, like, you've had so much experience doing this though, you know what I mean? Like,
that's true, yeah. So I've been doing this for 8 years. So I did actually start by meticulously tracking my calories, my protein, every single thing, because I used to want to be an IFBB pro bodybuilder. So it was just like super obsessive. But
it helps you get a very accurate idea of the food that you're taking. And
yeah,
true.
Because if you don't understand that, you tend to eat way more than you think you're eating. So it really does help with that.
Yeah, yeah. And you feel, so like if you're counting and stuff, then you know exactly that you did it right? So then you get adjusted to how that feels when you've eaten this many calories or when you're this full. Then you can relate that feel that you've had when you're not counting the proteins and the fats and everything so meticulously. You can understand how it's supposed to be.
Yeah, I've always thought it's really interesting and kind of almost inspiring. I know it sounds lame, but like how you track everything, like how you don't track everything, I guess you could say, and how you're kind of just a little bit more relaxed with it. And it's definitely inspired me during this bulk to kind of like just not be so stressed out.
And I'm really glad about that because everyone sees you as like really made it, already experienced it, but you still are coming from just losing that weight.
Oh yeah,
absolutely.
I'm so new into this. I understand that people see me as some sort of like I know everything I'm talking about, but I'm new to this, and like I never try and put out that I have all the answers. I don't. I really don't. So
it's made me really happy to see you understand that you can do that thing and kind of become more like healthy with your relationship about types of foods, because I know you used to eat the exact same meals every single day because then you're confident that you are eating the right things.
Yeah, so now I want to hear yours because everyone knows about Josie Ma. So I want you to talk about intuitive eating and kind of let people know what that is.
It's like the normal person diet.
Yeah,
okay. What the majority of people do.
Exactly.
Josie.
My head's all out of frame now.
So guys, I'm really short, so.
Right, no, but like pretty much intuitive eating is common sense eating. Someone's like, what is that? What is intuitive eating? And I guess the definition of it is like making peace with your body, making peace with food, stopping when you're full, eat when you're hungry, don't overstuff, don't undereat, all that stuff. Basically, you know when you're a kid and you cried when you're hungry, and then when you were full you just stopped? Yeah. That's basically what intuitive eating is. Yeah. I used to count macros and everything, and I actually, you know how you're talking about going like cold turkey in the beginning?
Oh yeah.
Like taking those steps, how that's a good thing? When I first changed, I did not take those steps. I went full on into like a 2-week no carb diet, and it was like completely terrible and miserable. But I thought that was the only way to lose weight. Yeah. So I think a lot of people get into that mindset, like they're not very educated on what they can actually do to get to their goals. Like we've run into a few people that think that sugar-free stuff is always bad.
And watch out for sugar, watch out for this, watch out for that.
And if they only knew that cutting out like Coke and putting in those like sugar-free 0-calorie drinks is probably better for them than to drink the full sugar Cokes, right?
Exactly.
But yeah, I just wasn't educated. But now I've struggled with anorexia, and I would eat like 600 calories a day, and if I went over 600 I would like beat myself up over it and try to work out for 3 hours a day. And after that I like rebounded because I went so cold turkey that I was craving everything in sight. So when I finally,
and then you end up binging like crazy.
When I finally let myself have those treats that I was craving so much, I literally ate the whole like kitchen.
Yeah.
And
so
it sucked.
It's just interesting to see everyone's perspective and see, because we've all, something that Brian said on one of the last morning notes was, you said this and a lot of people loved it and they quoted you on it. They said, you said fitness isn't about hating yourself, it's about finding a way to love yourself. And what a lot of us turn dieting into is like hating food because you're scared of it.
Or hating that you messed up, so you hate yourself
so
that day.
now I'm gonna totally not eat anything. It's just it's crazy. So I thought this video would be interesting, hearing everybody's different opinions on them and hearing what we've all been through. Because most people that are into fitness have been through something when it comes to dieting and been through it.
Always share it.
So I thought it would be interesting. I want to say thank you to Chelsea for kind of letting me steal your video idea. Thank you to Brian for being in the video. Make sure you subscribe to everyone, and of course, thank you to Josie. You can just hear, but there she is.
I say it every single video, but seriously, would you please go over to her channel and her channel? At least check them out. But please subscribe if you do like the content. Thanks.
Well, and if you do come over, give me some video ideas. We don't share a lot of the same subscribers, and I'd love to reach out to you guys and try to help you. It would be awesome.
Again, empathetic person.
And
Thinking about other people.
Seriously.
So knowledgeable for any females that like are just scared of like getting the weights or going into weightlifting. She is very knowledgeable, and so definitely check Chelsea out. Great knowledge.
So make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. And there was one other thing that I wanted to say. Oh yeah, look out for fire!